What's good, guys? It's your boy Cree, and happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a great week. But today we have Gravekeeper Dragoon. I'm going to be doing some combos for you guys just to show what the deck can do now in its current state. It needs a little more support, but when you kind of combo it with other spellcasters such as the Souls kind of package, then you can actually make some pretty impressive boards. I would say this is almost rogue tier. I wouldn't say it's like tier 1 or anything, but it's still pretty competitive. So yeah, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts. I actually want to make these combos way better and you know, just make these stronger just for the decks that are more rogue typey and don't see a lot of play. So let's actually go ahead and get with the first one. So first one, you're going to see Gravekeeper's Recruiter and your Magician's Restage. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to explain what everything does. So Recruiter, it lets you add one Gravekeeper's monster with 1500 or less defense from deck to your hand, and this if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, because it says control, or I guess if it's like equipped on the spell chart card, I guess it's still control, but usually if it's sent from the field to the graveyard. But it's an if effect, so it will trigger if it's linked off. And we actually got Magistus Maiden Artemis. I think this came out in Genesis Impact, and you can link off your Recruiter for that, so you can actually trigger its search effect now. So I'm actually gonna get my Spiritualist. I really don't play Spiritualist much, but I'm just using it. It's gonna be discard anyway, so this is for the discard. So after that, I'm gonna activate Magician's Restage. Restage is gonna special summon my Recruiter from the graveyard. It lets you summon one level 3 or lower spellcaster monster from your graveyard. It's just a once per turn for the card while it's face up, or just a once while it's face up. So it's per card, not per turn. So yeah, I can special summon it from the graveyard, and I can actually use its effect one more time. So since I linked it off again, since it's sent to the graveyard, it's going to trigger its effect. So I link off into Anaconda. I get to get my Commandant. You guys know what Commandant does. That's how you get your Necro Valley. So now I'm going to activate Commandant to pitch it for my Necro Valley. I'll activate my Verta Anaconda. That's going to send our Red Eyes Fusion to the graveyard, so we can get our Dragoon, activate Necro Valley, and we're going to end on an Omni Negate. You got your discard that you search, so 2-card combo. You're able to search for a discard for Dragoon. You got your Dragoon itself, and you have Necro Valley. So it's actually not bad for 2 cards. You ended on a Floodgate, and you ended on an Omni Negate. It's pretty good. So yeah, let's get into the next one. All right, for our next combo, it's another 2-card combo. So this one utilizes Recruiter again, because Recruiter is the best Gravekeeper in the archetype. Yeah, it's a searcher. It's not once per turn. It's pretty good. And now with Artemis, it's a lot better. And you have your Magical Eyes Fusion. Magical Eyes Fusion is actually pretty good. If you don't have Necro Valley, it is good because it does banish from the graveyard. So if you got to draw this, you use it before you activate Necro Valley. So it's a similar combo. So it's actually I think this one's a little bit better because you don't need Magician's Restage, and just because you can't special summon your Recruiter to activate its effect again, or to get like 2 monsters on the field to summon Anaconda, you actually use this instead. So you're going to use your Recruiter, and you're going to get your Commandant. So this is the only search that you get, but since you can pitch your Commandant for your Necro Valley, you can actually use Magical Eyes Fusion, and we're actually going to special summon your Gravekeeper Spiritualist. So it only takes 2 Gravekeeper's monsters. So you had your Recruiter and your Commandant. It's pretty sick that just from Recruiter you get both from the graveyard to use for Magical Eyes Fusion, and you can get your Spiritualist or Supernaturalist. So this lets you search a card at the end of your turn. So you can activate it now, and it's going to search at the end of the turn. Also protects itself and your field spell from destruction. But we're going to link it off now, actually, after we activate its effect. So once you activate its effect and it resolves, you get your search at the end of the turn. So you can actually get rid of it after that. So you're going to go for your Anaconda, and you're going to activate it so you can get your Red Eyes Dragoon, and you're going to activate your Necro Valley, and at the end of the turn you get your search. So that's pretty sweet. So same board, you get to end on your Red Eyes Dragoon, you get a discard for its negate, and you get your Necro Valley. So you're still in on your Floodgate and your Omni Negate. So that's pretty sweet with another 2-card combo. Let's get into the next one. All right, so this one is the same thing, except you draw into Royal Tribute. So you guys know Royal Tribute. That's what actually kind of made Gravekeepers pretty good. You can't search it. I guess if you could, it would be kind of, unfair. So yeah, but if you draw into it, then you can actually do a lot of stuff, and it kind of hinders your opponent way more than it hinders you, especially when you're able to get Supernaturalist and use the effect. So you're gonna do your same combo. You're gonna link off Artemis so you can get your first search, or that's your only search in this case. Then you're gonna activate your fusion, activate its effect so you can search. So this is what makes it good. So you're able to search, use your supernaturalist to search, but it doesn't come to your hand until the end of the end phase. So you can activate your Royal Tribute now. You activate Necro Valley and Royal Tribute. So all your opponent's monster cards go to the graveyard. Yours do too, but in this case, it doesn't hurt you that much. So once they do go to the graveyard, you get to link off into your Verte Anaconda, activate its effect so you can get your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And then at the end phase, again, your Supernaturalist is going to activate so you get your search. So if for some reason you don't need to use the negate effect, you have a follow-up, or of course, since you'll have 5 cards in your hand instead of 3, and if you have spells or whatever, then you can search a monster card at the end of the turn. So either way, you get a plus and your opponent does not. So it's actually pretty cool. Still in on your Floodgate and your negate. So let's get into the next one. All right, for our next one is another 3-card combo. So this is going to utilize souls. So you do have the souls package in here, which is 3 souls, 3 rights, and 3 of the Illusion of Chaos that's coming out in Battle of Chaos. So it's going to be pretty cool. So you have your souls, your recruiter, and your arrested. So having souls and restage is almost sweet because you get like double advantage off of it. So you get a search and a draw. So it's pretty sweet. So you're going to activate your souls first. You're going to pitch your shaman, and that's going to be a lot relevant a lot later when you see another combo. So it's going to be special summoning that. Then you're going to normal summon your recruiter, link it off for Artemis, and get the first search. Activate your arrestage. Arrestage is going to special summon your recruiter back to your field. And this is when you activate your Magician Soul. So a lot of this stuff that you're doing right here is also like trying to bait your opponent, because like they can play like these play through a lot of different interruptions that they might have, and if they don't, then they're going to get screwed later. So you're going to activate your souls. This is going to send your Arrested. So Arrested has another effect. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Magician Continuous spell card from your deck to your hand. So I get a draw from pitching it with souls, and I get a search. So it lets me get my Magician's left hand. So this negates your opponent's first trap card or effect, which is relevant, that resolves each turn while you control a spellcaster. So as long as I control a spellcaster, I can negate a trap card. So yeah, that means he can't imperm me. So as long as I activate it, I'm gonna activate it first, then I'm gonna go into my Verte Anaconda. So now my Verte is safe from getting imperm. Imperm's one of the most relevant hand traps, I would say. It's played more than a lot of monster hand traps because they, you know, get affected by called by the grave. So imperm's a lot better, but now they have cross-out designator, I guess it's whatever, but imperm I would say is played a lot more. So now that you do that, you can activate your recruiter, get your commandant, pitch commandant for your Necro Valley, then you can activate it and then activate your Anaconda, safe from imperm, and you get your Rad Dark Dragoon. So you get 2 monsters in hand, 1 for discard, 1 for follow-up. You have your Magician's left hand for trap negation, and you have your Floodgate and yeah, your Omni Negate. So it's pretty good. Just you got several interruptions with the Floodgate, so it's actually not that bad. So let's get into the next one. All right, so this uses 4 cards in your hand. So if you actually draw into your Dark Magic Veil, this is actually a pretty powerful card. So you have your 3-card combo plus your Dark Magic Veil, making it 4. So this actually utilizes your Gravekeeper Shaman that you pitch with your Magician Soul. So once you send it to the graveyard to special summon it, then you're going to do your normal play that you would usually do. Recruiter is going to get your first discard, your Magician's Restage is going to special summon, and you're going to go and use your souls. This soul is going to pitch your Restage, and then you're going to draw and get a search, which is always pretty sweet. Like you get so much advantage just off of that one effect. So yeah, a lot of your opponent might want to like stop that, but after that, you're going to activate your left hand, then you're going to go into your Anaconda. That's going to trigger your Recruiter. And then after that, you're going to get your Commandant. And this is when you can either search for your Commandant, or you can Dark Magic Veil in this case. But I mean, you drew into another Restage, which is pretty sweet. So you can also get your Recruiter, use the effect again by like linking it off or something. But just for the basic play, you're going to get your Commandant for your Necro Valley. This is when you have to activate your Veil, because you cannot use Veil if you have Necro Valley. You can still activate it, so like you can special summon your spirits from your hand, but you can't special summon from the grave because the Necro Valley will negate it. So I would just not activate it yet. So you're gonna get your Shaman from your graveyard, and Shaman read is that negate all monster effects that activate in the graveyard except Gravekeeper's monsters, and that's real relevant. I can still use cards like Recruiter and stuff if it's on the field. My opponent can't use anything, and that's regardless of if Necro Rallies on the field. So that's actually pretty broken. So you can have this on the field even without Necro Rally. Your opponent still can activate Graveyard effect. So that's pretty sweet. And the second effect is, while Necro Rally is on the field, your opponent cannot activate field spells. So like Magical Meltdown, yeah, like the Get Alistair, field spells like that search, they cannot use them. They can't even activate them. So that's pretty broken. And field spells cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. So it also adds protection. So this is why I like Shaman on the field more than Supernaturalist, just because it adds an added Floodgate and it's still protection. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. I like having Shaman on the field. Activate Necro Valley. So because there's like two, I think there's one or two in the graveyard. Yeah, you got two Gravekeepers in the graveyard. So it increases her defense 200 for each one, plus the Necro Valley 500 attack and defense, so 2400. So most of their monsters can't walk over that. They probably got to actually do something to get over it. It's pretty sweet. And then you actually have your Floodgate with Necro Valley. So with your Dark Dragoon, you got Floodgate with Necro Valley. She's like a pseudo Floodgate. Your opponent's monster effects are negated in the graveyard. Still got your Omni Negate, and you have follow up if you use it Supernaturalist or whatever. So that's actually still pretty sweet. You can also link off your Magician's Souls since you have another spellcaster, since your Magician's left hand still good, and your Dark Dragoon. So you can actually link that off for like a Lingeribo, just so they can't just try and run over your Red Eyes or your Shaman. So it's actually a pretty good end board. So let's get into the final one. All right, this is your final full combo. I would say like you have a full hand and a bunch of searchers, so you can have the searchers or you can have the cards themselves. So that's what makes this deck good, is you can almost always find your combo, like whether you draw into whatever you draw into. So this is going to be your full combo end board. So you're going to use rights to get your Illusion of Chaos, but right here I would try and get your Illusion of Chaos and get your souls first, because you have a better chance to end on a better board with drawing your Recruiter, since you have Restage, than with your souls. So I would try and search that first, just in case you get ashed or whatever. At least they ashed you trying to get your souls over you trying to get your Gravekeeper's cards. But anyway, activate souls. Souls is gonna pitch Shaman. This is just a normal combo, but like this is, I think, is the most combo-y, like the best one to go for. So it's the same one that you're doing. Get your draw and your search. There's so much advantage right there. You got Magician's left hand on the field, Anaconda. You pitch for your Necro Valley, Magic Fusion. So Magic Fusion, since you drew that too, since with your 5 cards, you're gonna have your Supernaturalist. So you're gonna be able to get your draw at the end of the turn, and you also have your Royal Tribute, which is pretty sweet. So now you can go into Lingeribo, what I said on the last one. Since you already have a spellcaster on the field, you can actually link that off for Lingeribo, just to stop any attacks that might try and come to run over your cards. Now your opponent, they lost all monsters in their hand because of the Royal Tribute. I lost my monsters, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna still get a card in my hand at the end of the turn due to Supernaturalist. So at the end turn, and get my search. So now I end on my Supernaturalist protecting itself as well as my field spell. I have an Omni Negate with Dark Dragoon. You can't run over me because I have Lingeribo, and I have a Trap Negate. So that's actually the full combo is. Like I said, I like Shaman on the field over Supernaturalist, but it's still pretty good to have on here. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. That's pretty sweet. I think like I said, I like it. It's pretty roguey. I would say rogue tier, not like tier 1 or anything, but still pretty cool. So if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the combo video. And the testing video will probably be up here next week or sooner. It depends on how much traction I get on this video. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. This is Creed. I'm out.